Hello and welcome to Taffy Crafting. My name's Donna and I've got a new product to show you today. We've got the Sure Do Love You stamp set and the Lots to Love box framelit die set as well, and the two of them go together. They match, the dies match the stamps, and you can be confident in when you're stamping things out and then when you're using the dies that they match perfectly. And I'm going to show you a project today which doesn't have to be used for Valentine's Day. This is geared up for Valentine's, but this project I'm showing you today can be used any day of the week and for any celebration and for any reason. So these, you can buy them separately, but if you buy them in a bundle, then you can get 10% off. And the DSP that I'm going to show you today is one that we've seen before, because it is one of my favourites, is the Brush with Love. And I'm going to make this little box, and I'm going to show you how to make that using this die and that stamp set. And just to let you know, if you bought all three of these together, you would then qualify for a celebration reward, and to choose anything from the level 1 section of the celebration catalogue. So let me show you now how you can put this together. So I'll just put that to one side and I'll put those to one side, and I'll get my, so this is the designer series paper that I'm going to use. So if you've never come across Stampin' Up paper before, now this isn't paper, this is more like card. And what I'm going to do, I've cut these 4.5 inches by 7 so I can make sure that I can get my die on there and not waste paper, which I have been while I've been practicing using this. So let me get the Big Shot out. I normally have these pre-done, but I wanted to show you how these work on the Big Shot if you've never seen this before. So I've got my magnetic platform. I've just acquired this. I've wanted one of these for ages, and so I've just got that. And I'm going to put one of my very worn cutting plates on there. I'm going to use that side of the DSP. It doesn't really matter which way, because I haven't got any direction to this paper. I mean, it goes either way is what I'm trying to say. There isn't a definite direction. I'm going to put that on there, and because this is magnetic, that's not going to move. So if you've got a piece of paper and the measurements on it are quite tight, like I've got here, so I've really only done that so I don't waste any paper, then that die isn't going to move. I'll get my other cutting plate, and then I'm going to send that through. I'm going to send that through the machine. Oops. So I'll send that one through, and then see how that's cut that out perfectly, no waste. And I'm going to send the other one through as well. So cutting plates down. You need to make sure this is where these grooves here, this is where it cuts the paper. You need to make sure that they are face down onto your paper. Oops, just move that. No, I haven't. And I'm going to send that through as well. Just so you're aware, Stampin' Up do sell the Big Shots. I already had mine before I became a demonstrator, but I have just recently bought the magnetic platform. So you can get the Big Shot through the Stampin' Up website. Okay, so that's what I've got, and all of the score lines are on here. So I haven't got to now create my score lines; they're already there. And I just want to fold and burnish them. So I've got 2 here on the lid. Very carefully just fold and burnish those. Just get my bone folder out just to reinforce that. It'll make the lid shut properly. Fold those down. And then we've got 2 score lines here as well. So I'm just going to fold those in. fold those in as well. So this project here is kind of geared up for Valentine's Day, but it can be used for anything with whatever cardstock or DSP that you use. This can be for any occasion. Wedding favours, party boxes, just as a thank you, and the type of things that you can put in here. Bearing in mind that's how the depth of the box. So you might want to put maybe some small chocolates in there as a treat, or even a little note, or if you've bought tickets for a show, maybe you could put those in there. At Christmas, I created some just pretty gift boxes similar to this, which were thinner, because I'd bought my husband a trip to Edinburgh and can't really wrap up a trip to Edinburgh. So what I did is I just wrote those things down on some nice paper and just folded them up and put them in a little gift box so that he could then have something to open. So you could do something like that with that, or put a gift voucher in it. It's lovely for a gift voucher. And on the die set, you've got these things here that you can cut out, and that's where you can fix your gift voucher to if you wanted to do that. So I'm just going to take one of these, and I'm going to put some adhesive along each of these. Now, I'm using double-sided tape for speed, but you might want to use wet glue, because you might need to have a bit of wiggle room, really, which is what wet glue gives you, because while it's just as it's setting, you can move your card to the right spot. That does help. So I've just put some double-sided tape there, and I'm just going to remove that backing paper like that. Now what I want to do, this is what's going to happen, is that I'm going to join those two like that to form a box. Not like that, but like that, so that I've got that curved shape at either end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line that corner up there with that, so the flap should be poking out. And then I'm just going to line that there with the score line, so the raw edge of one piece of paper needs to match with the score line of the other, which I have to say is a little bit tricky, but take your time and then put them together. That's why I mean that wet glue will work, because you could just move that about a little bit until it fixes. And so I've got that there like that. Let's make sure that's glued down. And then I'm just going to get, so I've got this glue on here, and I'm going to line that raw edge with that score line on there, and then move that over like that. So if you've got that side right, that side will go into place. And there we have a box. I'm just going to move those flaps in like that, and I'm going to push that in there like that. Put your gift in, whatever it is that you've chosen to put in there, and then I'm going to push that down in there like that, and that fits in there absolutely perfectly. So what I want to do is just decorate it a bit, because as nice as that paper is, it needs something. So what I'm going to do is I've got some Calypso Coral cardstock which goes with this, and I'm going to stamp. I'll show you which stamp I'm going to use. I'm going to use that stamp, which I've already got loaded up on one of my blocks, and I'm going to use the Melon Mambo ink, which goes absolutely beautifully on that, really does. So get the ink out, load up my stamp, that's okay, put it on my card, hold it down, and there we have that. So rather than having to cut round that, what we do is the die cutter comes back out again, I'm going to take my heart, so I'm going to use this die. So just give me a second while I get the big shot back out. And this is where the magnetic platform really makes a difference. So I'm going to put my card on there like that. And I'm going to get my die face down so that this bit that's sticking up here is facing downwards onto my card. And then I'm just going to line that up until I'm happy with it. That's okay. That's now not going to move, and I'm going to send that through the big shot. And it cuts it out there like that. Absolutely perfect. So let's just put that down. So I've got that, and the other thing that I'm going to use, and you'll see in the Spring Summer catalogue, I'll leave a link to it in the description bar below, is that what also comes with this Painted with Love set are these, which are so pretty. We've got the pink that coordinates with this and the gold. I'm going to use the gold in this project. And what I'm going to do is just wrap this around here. So just take a length of that. It just keeps it all nicely closed, so there's no chance of it, your gift inside popping out. And I'll try and do a nice bow. And for anybody that's watched any of my videos before, I can't do bows. I don't know why I find them so difficult, getting all fingers and thumbs now. There we are. That will have to suffice. And so I'm just going to, I'm not even going to fiddle with that, that's the best I'm going to get that. And I'm just going to trim these lengths up here, like that, and just take the raw edge off that, like that. So then what I want to do is then put my stamped image there, like that. Oh, I'm going to fiddle with this. No, I won't, I'll regret it. And I want to stick that down with some dimensionals, which are somewhere on this desk, and I can't find them. Which is quite typical. This usually happens. I put something down and I can't find it. Oh, that's brilliant. Right, need to find an alternative. Need to get my box that I've labelled sticky stuff, which has just got everything in there that is anything sticky. And I might have to go to my emergency non-stamping up dimensional pads. What I was going to use were the mini dimensionals, which are just little foam dimensional, like hexagonal shapes that are, you can probably hear me still frantically looking for these things, which are, they're small foam hexagonal shapes, just found them. They're these mini hexagonals, dimensionals, and they're like that. So what I'm going to do is take this, and what I want to do is put one on the back here, here, and at the bottom. So I'll turn that round, and I'm going to put one there. And so they've got a backing on them, so that when you take that off, so they stick there, when you take them off they then stick to your project. But because they've got some height to them, your image sits away from your project. And it gives it some dimension, hence why it's called dimensionals. So I'll take my project like that, and then I'm just going to put that there. And there we have a small cute little gift box using the Sure Do Love You stamp set and the lots of love framelits with some bits and pieces from the Painted with Love section in the Spring Summer catalogue, which I will leave a link to down below. Remember that if you buy during Celebration, if you spend more than £45, then you can claim a level 1 Celebration reward. Spend more than 90, then you can have either 1 level 2 reward or 2 level 1 rewards. All of the details are on my Stamping Up shop at www.taffycrafting.stampingup.net, or you can visit my blog at www.taffycrafting.blogspot.co.uk. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll have another project for you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.